wilds of East Tennessee. CW Sports welcomes you to Bristol Motor Speedway today.
Drivers, start your engine!
I'm happy to say we are green at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Got a little tap for Justin Allgaier there and immediately gets to the bottom. You'll see the outside for the front row. Be strong throughout the day. You're able to get the power down the hill there, but you want to get directly to the bottom where that sticky stuff is.
Opening stage, 85 laps. And if you don't get cautions, it'll be intense every circuit around this place.
And early on right now, it's a bit of a fight for the bottom. We will see those top crews sort of come into play as we can run more laps here, lay rubber down. Without that rubber down right now, though, you're definitely fighting the bottom. Oh, a problem here for Harrison Burton.
Well, we just heard from him, and we talked about the success they've experienced early this year. Tire down early for the 25. And a 53 who had problems in practice earlier today, didn't make a qualifying run. The 53, Mason Maggio, is going to take it to the garage. Larson leading. Tire issue for Harrison Burton. Maggio brings out the yellow. We're coming back in a moment. Slow start here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
That's what happens to just get in the wall. Not too hard, though. He'll definitely get away with that, but now he knows the limit of the speed you can take there. Oh!
And there goes Sheldon Creed. Second caution of the day. Oh, my! Big contact. And two drivers going for the dash for cash. 44 is Brennan Poole, 00 Sheldon Creed. Things happen so fast. They were running 15th and 17th. And it may very well end the stage with all that fluid that was on the track. Here's a look at what happened.
So gets a shot from Dean Thompson here off of turn 4. Obviously spins out and is sitting there for a fair amount of time, but what you'll see is Brennan Poole, he was on the high side of 3 and 4 and was, it probably was coming around the corner at the time the caution comes out. He's trying to slow down. He actually ends up losing the rear of the race car up in maybe some of the marbles that are up there and trying to turn down left as you see the 14 do the same, and there's Brennan trying to do the same thing. Things happen fast here at Bristol. 15-second laps. You're in the corners. You can't see around the other side of the corners. Even when the caution comes out, just trying to slow down is a tough thing to do.
Lose some track position, but came in 20 above the cut line or so, and this is going to pay dividends. 1 to go in the stage.
It's getting real tight back here for 3rd and 4th between some of the JRM teammates and Kyle Larson.
Sam Mayer playing the strategy game, going to pull away and win this opening stage. Side by side for 4th are teammates. Here's the 41 green and white checkered flag for the green and white number 41 Ford. 5th career stage win for Sam Mayer. 81 laps led today from the pole for Kyle Larson. Dominated stage 1, and he gets the jump as we begin stage 2 at Bristol.
Really solid restart by Kyle Larson. Once again, good effort by Sammy Smith. Loses out to Justin Allgaier to fall to 3rd, and now side by side here off of 4.
I love watching the racing back through the field and how aggressive they are on these restarts. Connor Zilich making the outside lane work. Side by side for 3rd. Zilich in the black and red 88 outside of his teammate. The 8 is Sammy Smith.
He's got a ton of momentum here. He's going to get right to the back bumper of the 7. Does he try to clear the bottom? No, he stays to the outside.
Sam Mayer is there after winning the opening stage. This is big, too. Dean Thompson in the 26, last car on the lead lap. Final lap of the stage, he needs to stay there so he doesn't have to use the free pass. This is big, and Larson creating a little bit of grace here, and it's going to be a nice moment in this race for Dean Thompson if he can hang on, and he does. Stage 2 goes to the dominator, Kyle Larson. How good has this guy been?
Some pit stop adjustments.
Here's another thing to think about in this situation. You've made your pit stop, all these drivers coming down end of stage 2 at lap 176. You're good to go on fuel, but you have a set of tires, and there's the move. Got him up out of the bottom lane. 17 drives through. Kyle Larson back on point. I was just getting ready to talk about patience and strategy.
Exactly.
Forget about it. Wheeling caution lights are on for a 5th time at Bristol Motor Speedway. Inside of 90 laps to go. A spin for Mason Massey. Williams checking up get some damage done for the day. Let's see how it all started here.
So keep an eye on the
45.
blue car on the bottom here. Justin Allgaier is coming down as in second place. He was sort of diming the corners. We saw Larson do earlier. Connects with Mason Massey, and then behind him, you're going to see eventually the 18 is Sawalich get into the back of the 88. Here we go on board. Caution's on. They're all stopped, and just like we saw earlier in the day when the 00 Sheldon Creed was spun and sitting on the front stretch and Brendan Poole ran into him, it's so tough to react to things at this racetrack. Locked up the brakes. He was in 7th place, having a great run.
Ready to win between the 3 second-place finishes, not including that 4th at Homestead where they dominated. Adam said, we feel like we have done everything in our power every weekend to do it. We just haven't got it done yet. So he said, all the execution things still have to happen. We don't need another late yellow, but I feel really good about this one. Oh, contact behind Larson. That's exactly what they don't need. But this would be Adam Wall as crew chief's first Xfinity win. So, no, Larson would like to get that for him, too.
It'd be 2 weeks in a row that a crew chief got their first win. Sam McCauley last week with Brandon Jones. Adam Wall trying to do it today.
And Justin Allgaier has cut about 2 to 3 tenths out of that lead here just in the last couple laps as he sifts through this traffic. It's starting to get single file ahead of him, which will give him the opportunity to maybe get through it a little bit quicker. But this is the opportunity. If you're Justin Allgaier and you've got anything left, it needs to come right now. Look at a little contact. Nunziata. Oh, Clements get into each other. That could have been a caution.
Larson might need to take Clements to dinner. That was a nice little save there that could have brought out the caution and changed everything. Brandon Jones on those fresher tires making the climb late. We talk about the fact they wanted to get into the top 5, and you start thinking about next week in the Dash for Cash. He's now put himself in position.
And trust me, if you don't think they're thinking about that, they know right now. When you see that Larson's leading this thing and it's all Xfinity regulars ahead of you, being the 4th of them, you know that puts you in the Dash for Cash.
Off the corner, going to be 6 to go for Larson.
It looked like that last lap, he sort of stopped the bleeding a little bit to Allgaier. Justin got caught in a little bit traffic. He's catching some of the traffic that Larson was going through just 2 or 3 laps ago. And that was lost about 3 tenths to him. It was getting just close to under a second. Justin was making that charge, but now he's caught in the same traffic.
He's putting Austin Hill 2 laps down. The same for Justin Bonsignor.
What a day for the 21. We saw how loose his car looked in practice and qualifying, especially in the entry of the corners.
4 laps to go. Larson continues to sift through.
I think he made the choice there to sort of back off a little bit as he looked at some of the traffic ahead of him. There's no reason to get involved. There's just a couple laps left.
That's where the spotter can play such a huge role. Don't force it if you don't have to. This time he's going to drive down inside a hill. He gets by cleanly. He'll see 2 laps to go this time. Now you just want to get back to the white flag.
All you want to see.
And know you don't have any more restarts or anything to think about in regard to strategy and so on when it comes to making pit stops.
White flag, we're good, one, plenty of room
Flag
out back.
in the air. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Absolute domination.
He's led 275 laps. Dominating win for Kyle Larson. He is brilliant at Bristol. Michael getting up to 2nd in front of Allgaier. Great day for Junior Motorsports. Sammy Smith ended up 4th. Brandon Jones completes the top 5 as Larson celebrates. 16th career win. And the 2nd time he's done it at Bristol.
And I think people wonder often, you know, with Cup drivers coming to Xfinity Series, you know, they're held to a limit now, and we used to see it all the time, and you could kind of see how this field stacked up. But what he did today, what he's done at Miami, shows you why he's a Cup Series champion. The level of Cup drivers, the level of what it takes to race on Sundays, he shows that here today.